Hello and welcome. Today we're working in managerial accounting on our managerial accounting course in chapter 14, the financial statement analysis. We're going to build a balance sheet using ratios and given information so you understand how the ratios impact the financial statements. Hey, if you're new, my name is Jeff from Finally Learn. I teach a lot of accounting, so please like, comment, subscribe. Please join us and let's get started with this problem. I think this is kind of an interesting problem for you. So what we have is we're using ratios to build the balance sheet. So the income statement is here, and we have financial ratios, and we have a little bit more information. So we have receivables turnover, inventory turnover, return on assets, debt ratio, and we have two balance sheet accounts that we know the answer on, and then we have a income statement that is complete. Now everything in this light green is given, so we can change this. We can make a template and change this. The cost of goods sold is a formula, so therefore if we can only change the sales and the cost of goods sold, and then the gross profit then would be calculated. So here is our income statement that we need to complete. All right, so we do have cash. Let me point to the cash number up here. The cash is $10,000, okay? And we also have accounts payable, and I think that's $14,000. So there is our two pieces that we already know on the balance sheet, okay? Now, we also know the receivables turnover is 8, and I just pointed to this up above and just brought it down. Well, you may not remember the receivables turnover ratio, but it's net sales divided by accounts receivable. So what do we know? We know the net sales number. So let's grab that number from up above the income statement. So that's our sales, or net sales is 100,000. All right, now our sales are 8 times larger than our accounts receivable. So to calculate this number, we've got to do the 100,000 divided by 8, and we get something like 12,500. So our accounts receivable is going to be 12,500. Okay, 12,500. Now, we know these two things. We need to know inventory, and then we can calculate current assets, or total current assets, right? All right, the next thing we know is the inventory turnover is 4, and it's made up of cost of goods sold divided by inventory. So we know our cost of goods sold. It's given on the income statement. Our cost of goods sold is the 66,000. And so to get this number here, we're going to take the 66,000 divided by 4, and we'll get 16,500 is our inventory. Okay, so now we have inventory. I'm going to plug that in. Our inventory is 16,500 because we have done the algebra on it. So therefore our current assets, our total current assets, are going to be $39,000. Now, we either can find our plan assets and we'll get the total assets, or if we find the total assets, we can back in to find what our plan assets are, right? So let's keep going down. Return on assets is going to be net income divided by total assets. So net income, we know, is 9,000. And our total assets then, if we divide that out, we get 7.5. So let's take the 9,000 divided by 7.5, and we get our assets must be 120,000. So here we know two things. We know our total assets are 120,000. Okay, so we're working our way down our balance sheet. And we also know that our total liabilities and equity has to be 120, right? The accounting equation, assets have to equal liabilities and stockholders' equity. That's why the balance sheet is called the balance sheet. It has to balance. So now we can figure out our total plan assets. Well, 120 minus the 39, we know our total plan assets are 81,000. All right? Now, we're missing some information here. And what do we need? We need our debt ratio. Our total debt, we don't know, but we know our total assets. We know our total assets are this 120. We just calculated that. Okay, that's going to be the same number. So what is our total debt? Well, our total debt is going to be $120,000 times the 35%. And so it's going to be $42,000 is our total debt. Now where does that go? Well, our total liabilities and total debt is the same thing. So $42,000 is our total debt. That means we know our long-term liabilities would be 42 minus 14. Our long-term debt is going to be 28. We're only missing one thing. Well, if we know our total is 120 and our liabilities is 42, we take 120 minus the 42. We must have stockholders' equity of 78,000. So this is how we do it. Now, I've built a template where if we said, hey, our receivables turnover is only 6, well, what happens is our balance sheet gets calculated. Our accounts receivable now is smaller. We have a little bit less in current assets. We have more in planned assets. So everything is built on these initial inputs. I'm going to change that back to the 8. Now everything is built on this. Everything in green is inputs and everything else is calculated numbers. These right here, I used a formula to grab the 8, the 4, the 7.5, and so on. So this is how you do some ratio analysis and back in. Here's how it affects the balance sheet. Hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.